crewing up was done by allowing all the candidates to wander around in an area, and somehow, probably by guess and fluke, to meet up with members of the other categories and team up for flying. I had been categorised for this purpose as a navigator, consequently had the job of getting together and teaming with a pilot, bomb aimer, wireless operator and gunners. This was done, I think, with great success. We were a pretty happy crew and related very well to each other. We were directed on a night training run up through the north of the country. After some couple of hours, we ran into some engine trouble, and the skipper decided to force land at the only nearby base on the Isle of Man. This was done with success, and we were then kept there for some 2 or 3 days. The local hierarchy appeared to have rectified the problems in the engine, and the skipper called upon us to take the plane up and air test it to make sure it was okay. The only member of the crew he could get to go with him was the rear gunner. The rest of us watched it while he checked it out. Everything was okay, and we managed then to, by return trip, fly back to Litchfield. I might say that this little excursion and loss of a couple of days cost us an anticipated trip over Germany, as the squadron was earmarked for a diversion on the day that we arrived back to camp, and the authorities would not permit us to take part in that diversion. I think at that age, looking back, we weren't worried about being hit. The Air Force to us, or the bombing to us, was simply doing a job. I think any fear would have been fear of being injured and being caught rather than being killed. At the age we were, I think it was just a matter of getting in there, and getting our first opportunity to get a job done. Well, Berchtesgaden was our last trip. We had been lucky enough to get into the Air Force at the, if I might say, the right time. The war was coming to a close over there. We had done 2 or 3 ops to accustom us to be used to what we were doing, and the authorities decided on a daylight trip to Birch's Garden to bomb Hitler's hideout and the main SS barracks that were down there. Our target was the SS barracks. We were relatively lucky and managed to get a direct hit on the barracks and get back without any problems. One of our planes from 460 was shot down. The pilot ordered the crew to bail out, but the rear gunner managed to catch his chute on something in the plane, and it exploded in the plane. The pilot then had to, with the help of the rear gunner, who could not escape, force land the plane, and that crew were all taken POWs and were such for a few days prior to the end of the war. We had a wonderful go. We had the 4 trips that we did without any problems whatsoever, and we had then sites, as you were, trips to Rotterdam, dropping supplies to enable the Dutch to survive the last bit of the war. We had reasons to visit and stay in Holland for some time, and on one of our ground sightseeing trips we stopped at a little village where it turned out the residents had been saved by some of our food dropping bombing. They, needless to say, were pretty pleased to see us.